In this household and kitchen empties video, I am going to share with you some of my empties over the last few months. We'll take a look at cleaning products as well as a few food products. Will I buy them again? Watch this video to find out which products I plan to ditch and which ones I plan to buy again and why. You won't want to miss any of it, so let's get started. I'm Zanana Rose, and this is Natural Living with Zanana, where I share information, tips, and product reviews to help you live a more healthy, sustainable, natural, and non-toxic lifestyle. In this video, we are going to be looking at a bunch of my empties. Let's just start right over here. Let's start with detergent. This is dishwashing detergent. And you guys, I have been using Dawn. For years I've been using Dawn. I love Dawn. It gets the grease out. It didn't dry my hands too much. And I really liked it. I buy this giant one at Costco, and then I had this smaller one as well. It's Dawn Platinum. That was my favorite. But of course, these both say refreshing rain scent. This one says fresh scent. And when you look them up on EWG, which is where I go to look up cleaning products, household products, it gives you all the grades and ratings of the things you're using the most. You can also take a look at Made Safe or the EPA Safer Choice website. And I will put links to all of those down in the description so you can find those at your convenience. But the bottom line is Dawn Platinum gets a grade of D, you guys. And not only is it because of the fragrance, there are also other ingredients in these dishwashing liquids that are just not healthy for us. And what we have to remember is that the manufacturers are not required to put the ingredients to these products out on the label. So we can't even see. Now there should be MSDS sheets. You do have to hunt for those, and you can find the ingredients for each of these products. But they make it kind of hard. There is no obligation and there is no oversight of the ingredients that they're putting in these products. Fragrance is everywhere, you guys, and fragrance can be up to 2,000 ingredients, and many of them are toxic to us. Across multiple studies, chemicals used in fragrance, those 2,000 chemicals, are classified as allergens, endocrine disruptors, neurotoxins, and even carcinogenic. So fragrance is really important to get out of our homes, and especially if you have children, if you have pets, or any underlying conditions that you are working with. If you're trying to get pregnant or having fertility concerns, fragrance is something that you really need to get rid of. This is one of those products that contains fragrance. And the thing is, guys, if we just had one product in our home that contained fragrance, we'd probably be okay. But the problem is that we get multiple products that contain fragrance, and when we have that many, that's when it can really start wreaking havoc on our bodies and our health. So Dawn is getting ditched, guys. I'm ditching it. And I have found some other detergent that I was using, this Ecos detergent. I didn't love it. I've got a picture of that here for you, and I'll tell you that I didn't love it. So I'm still in the market and searching around for a better dishwashing detergent. But these are getting ditched. I'm throwing them out. So let's move on to Cascade. This is my dishwasher detergent. Same thing with this. It gets a D on EWG. It's got a bunch of harmful ingredients. You can take a look at those there. I don't list all the ingredients. A lot of them are hard to say, and you can just look them up for yourself and see what products are clean and that you want to use, which all of those will have an A or a B ideally. C is okay. D and F definitely a no. So Cascade, along with Dawn, is just another one of those toxic products that's filled with chemicals and fragrances. So I'm ditching this one as well. So what am I using instead of Dawn? This is a little tablet, and it does come in a little plastic package. I didn't love that, guys. It says it's recyclable, but who's gonna recycle this tiny little thing? So I ran out of this, but I really liked it. So I went back to the store and I bought this one. It's got a little pour spout here. It's a powder. It's easy to put in your dishwasher, and it works great, guys. I've been trying some other products, but none of them worked as well as this one. This actually seems to work just as well as the Cascade. It gets the film off the dishes and cleans them very well. So the empty box of this, I bought it again, guys. I loved this product. And this product gets a grade of B on the EWG site. So a very good product. It does have a citrus scent, but it's made with all natural essential oils. Here's another one that I'm ditching. These came with my dishwasher. This is Finish Quantum Powerball Ultimate Clean and Shine. It actually has warnings on the back of the label. And the Cascade also has some warnings. It says, keep out of reach of children. So anytime it says things like that, you know that it is going to contain some chemicals that would be unsafe if they are around children. And those are warnings we need to heed, you guys. We need to pay attention to that. So the back of this one says caution and attention. So it has lots of warnings for us. Keep out of the reach of children and keep out of your eyes. So there are 2 little packets in here, and I thought, well, you know, I got these, I might as well just use them, which is a choice. We can always use up the rest of what we have, just like I did with my Dawn and my Cascade. I used it up, and then I slowly started transitioning to some other products. So I thought I would do that with this. However, when I took them out of the package, oh my gosh, you guys, the scent was so overpowering, I just couldn't even handle it. So I'm ditching these as well. Too much fragrance. This also has PEG, polyethylene glycol, which is highly allergic and toxic. It also has naphthalene, siloxanes, and fragrance. So lots and lots of chemicals in this one. The list on EWG was so long, I couldn't believe it. This got a D, and it's just filled with D grade ingredients and even some Fs. So this is definitely a no-no. I don't think I could stand using this on my dishes at all, not to mention how toxic it would be going into the environment with the steam of the dishwasher. And it's going down the drain, which means that these chemicals are getting out into our environment. So lots of reasons to ditch it. And we talk about the environment here as well, you guys, because it's not only about the toxins to our body and what is going to happen in the moment when we're using this, but also when it's being manufactured and when it's flushing down the drains. It's also going into our waterways and into the soils, and therefore is out in the environment for continued exposure over time, and especially with some of the chemicals that are persistent. The other one that I ditched recently was Woolite. I had a jug of Woolite for years. Here's a photo of it. I guess I must have given it away because I didn't have it for this video, but there it is for you. And the same thing as with these dishwashing tablets, I just couldn't use it. I washed a couple loads with it, you guys, and the fragrance was so strong. I was sickened by it. And whenever you notice that sensation that some kind of fragrance is making you feel sick, that is a sign that it is a toxic and harmful fragrance that we don't want to have around us or our children or our pets. So I ditched the Woolite. I'm ditching this Finish dishwasher detergent. So next, let's talk about laundry detergent. So I have been using Ethos for quite a few years here. I get it at Costco. It's a really nice big jug for a very good price. It's made in Washington. It actually says Safer Choice on the back of the jug. So the EPA Safer Choice program has given this the seal of approval. It also has the Leaping Bunny seal on the back of it, which means that it's not tested on animals. So that is very good. It's a recyclable plastic bottle and it's woman owned. So there are some good things about this. It has no dyes, no parabens, no phthalates. It's readily biodegradable, pH balanced, and it's not tested on animals. So there are lots of good things. And when we see that, we think, wow, this could be a really good product. And we have to remember that just because it doesn't have phthalates doesn't mean that it couldn't have one of the other 2,000 chemicals that can be found in fragrance. And a lot of those are not good, guys. They're just as bad as phthalates. So we need to be aware of that when we are looking at products. So when I look this up on EWG, it gets a grade of C. So that is not the worst. It's kind of in the middle, but I feel like I can do better. So I'm looking for some other detergents. This one has 3 ingredients: the fragrance, the methyl isothiazolinone. Oh my goodness, guys, that is a tongue twister. I can't even say it. That's why I'm not telling you every single bad ingredient in these products. The other one is cocoamidopropylbetaine, and both of those are called out on the EWG website as having some allergic potential, or being a neurotoxin or an endocrine disruptor, or even a carcinogen. So if you want more details on all of these types of ingredients, definitely check out EWG, where you will get all of the full details. This one isn't horrible, but it's not the greatest. The other one that I'm ditching is bleach. Oh my goodness, you guys, we all have been taught to use bleach, that it's disinfecting, that it's safe, and that it's the best thing that you can use. It's simple, it doesn't have any fragrance, but you guys, some bleach does have fragrance, so you definitely want to look out for that. This one actually says regular scent, so that means they did put some kind of fragrance in it. Bleach gets a grade of D on EWG because it is very much associated with asthma and causing allergies and damage to the lungs. There's so much research that has been done about bleach and the effects that it can have on people. It's a very highly toxic chemical, and we need to be aware of that, and we need to be minimizing our use of bleach and keeping it away from our children and our pets as well. So I'm ditching the bleach, you guys. I'm just not even going to use it anymore. And actually, I want to tell you a little story about bleach. So I have hummingbird feeders. I love watching the hummingbirds come to my window, and I like to feed them in the winter when they don't have as many flowers to drink from. So you have to clean your hummingbird feeders in between putting new juice out. You don't want mold to get in there, and you don't want to make the hummingbird sick. So what I would do is put a little bit of bleach, just a splash of bleach, in the sink, and I'll put my hummingbird feeders in there, let them soak for an hour or so that all of the mold and debris gets out of the feeder. Well, what I started noticing, you guys, is that each time I would do that, I would end up with a sore throat. My throat and chest would feel irritated, and pretty soon I started realizing that it was every time I was using this bleach in order to clean my hummingbird feeders. So that was a clue for me, you guys, that this stuff really is harmful to our health. And so I'm ditching it. Now, here's another product that I tried. I tried True Earth, and I actually got a scented version of it. And let me tell you, you guys, it's actually pretty strong. And it doesn't necessarily say what is in the fragrance. It says, I believe, that it's phthalate free, but it says essential oils and natural fragrances. What is natural fragrances? I don't know. So this is the thing, guys. We're asking all of these companies for transparency. We want to see ingredients on the label. And I had to dig the ingredients up on this one. I had to go to the website and find out what actually was in here. So there are a couple of ingredients that EWG calls out. One of them is polyvinyl alcohol, which already doesn't sound very good just by the name. And the other one is mineral oil. Now, obviously, anything with mineral oil is a fossil fuel, and we want to stay away from those types of items because, again, they're just causing pollution in our environment. So while this product has a really great packaging system, it is an envelope, and it's not a jug like this one. It does contain these ingredients that are rather questionable. Another thing I want to point out, you can see that some of the product actually stuck to this packaging. So I wasn't able to get my detergent out of here. It actually comes in little strips. You get a sheet of these little strips, you tear them apart, and you put them in your laundry. And then they dissolve and melt and turn into detergent, which in and of itself seems like a very brilliant idea. It actually seemed to wash well. I thought that it worked pretty well. But then come to find out, it is not the greatest product. So I don't think that I'll buy this one again. I'm going to keep looking for new products. I actually tried BioClean this time, so I will keep you posted and let you know how my search for a cleaner laundry detergent goes. So last but not least in this section is hand soaps. I have run out of my big jug of EO hand soap. This is what I've been using. I bought these refillable glass jars and I'm just filling them up with this EO hand soap. Now, hand soap is another thing that can contain a lot of fragrance. The other thing that it can contain is triclosan, and we want to make sure that we are not using that in our homes. We don't want antibiotics in our soap. It's just simply hazardous for our health and can cause bacterial resistance and that sort of thing, which is no good. It needs to be used only for the very specific places where it is important to use it. So we want to make sure that our soaps don't have that. Here are 2 soaps that I'm ditching. I'm getting rid of these. They have fragrance in them and other ingredients that are just not clean and can be damaging to our endocrine system, can be cancer causing, and just toxic to us in general. So ditching these, and I purchased another jug of this. So I love this stuff, and I now have 4 refillable glass jars. So I'm slowly transitioning myself over to a better hand soap system. And we wash our hands so much, you guys. We're washing it a lot with COVID and the like, and so we really need to make sure that the products we are using are clean and safe and healthy, especially if you have children, you guys, because children, they may not even be washing the soap all the way off, and then if they're putting their hands in their mouths, they are actually ingesting some of these chemicals, and we don't want that at all. So that's the end of this section. I'm going to change my set here and bring out a few more items, but if you are enjoying this video, then give it a like, give it a little thumbs up, share it with anyone you know that might be interested in this type of information, and subscribe. I'd love to have you back here on my channel. I put a video out every single week, so if you hit the little bell, then you'll get notified when that does come out. This is a little collection of my scrubbers and bottle brushes, and I wanted to add this in to this video because I am getting rid of these, you guys. I am giving these up and I'm looking for more sustainable options, because every time these bottle brushes get gross and old, then we're throwing them out, which means that we're just adding plastic to the landfill. And that's not good, you guys. And with this type of sponge, you know, it's got a little sponge at the top of it, and that gets gross, and then we have to throw that out, and we're just tossing these pieces of plastic again into the landfill over and over again. So I'm ditching it, you guys. I'm done with this type of dishwashing utensil. I've gone to sponges. This is another one that I'm throwing out because obviously it's well loved and well used. But this one I'm buying again. This is the Twist brand of loofah sponges. So they've got a cellulose sponge on the back side and then a loofah sponge on the front side. It's a great product. I absolutely love it. It scrubs and cleans very, very well. So this one I bought again. And if you want to see more swaps like this, I recently did a video about detox your kitchen, and it's all about getting rid of some of these unsustainable and toxic products. So definitely check that out. It's a 3-part series. I'll put a link to that here so that you can access that easily. And then I just want to talk about one last thing here, and that is these plastic bags. So this had avocados in it, and this is plastic, you guys. This is how microplastics are getting into our environment. and even big pieces of plastic that is not going to biodegrade. I mean, this is probably going to take years and years and years to break down. And what happens? We go to the grocery store and we find our produce packaged in these bags, you guys. It's so frustrating. It's completely unsustainable. So when I go to the grocery store, I try to buy only the bulk items and really steer clear of these types of plastics. It's one thing that we can do to tell companies that we don't want this. Because remember, we vote with our dollars. So when we buy this type of packaging, we're telling them it's okay. We're telling them we like it. But if we don't buy it and we tell our grocery managers that we don't like this stuff, then someone is going to come up with a biodegradable option, or just keep it bulk so that we can pick our own and use our cloth reusable baggies. This is terrible, guys. Look at this. This probably had lemons or limes in it. Here's another one that had lemons in it. This one is from Trader Joe's. Look at all the plastic on this, not to mention the bag. And here is another one that had spaghetti squash in it. It's just not even necessary, you guys. These are horrible. And here's a little tiny one that held garlic. So all these plastic bags, terrible. Definitely something that we want to avoid as much as possible when we're shopping. And one last thing in this department, and that is clamshells. Oh my goodness, you guys, this one had blueberries in it. I hate clamshells because most of the time they're not even recyclable. So then you are having to just throw this in the landfill. So whenever you can, buying berries that have the little cardboard container instead of plastic is really, really important. Clearly, this is one of my pet peeves, and I'll get off my soapbox now, but avoid plastic as much as possible. All right, guys, just a few more items, and this is all going to be food. Now, if you like this video, definitely let me know down in the comments section. If you like to hear about the types of items that I'm ditching or the food items that I'm ditching, then let me know. And if there's anything else you want to share about the items you've seen here in this video, please share it with us in this community. We love to hear from you and engage with you. It just brings a little happiness to my heart, and I think we all need to be talking about this important information. We have to be looking out for our own health, you guys, and these may seem like insignificant things, but I'm telling you, you guys, all of these toxic chemicals that we are encountering in our environment, they're adding up, you guys, and this is what is contributing to health problems that we have in our world right now. So you are the only one that can look out for you and your health. You need to stand up for yourself. And here are some of the other things that we need to be watching out for in our kitchen. So this is a package of some coconut macaroons, some little coconut cookies that I ate, and they were great, an organic product, but let me tell you, it came in this plastic package. Now, anything that comes in plastic is just a bit of a bummer, and I am urging some of these superfood companies that are making very, very healthy foods for us, I'm encouraging them to think about other packaging options. What can we do that is biodegradable? What can we do that is fully recyclable? Because these aren't recyclable. And while it may be a BPA-free bag, there are so many other bisphenol substitutions, and all of them are regrettable substitutions. So this could be BPS or BPF, and none of those are better than BPA. So they have told us that it's BPA free, but you guys, that really just doesn't mean anything right now. And so that is why I'm bringing this to your attention, because all of these types of packaging, including these cans, which may or may not have a BPA lining. And some of them actually will say BPA-free lining. This one does not, so it very well could be BPA. This one does say BPA free, but again, it doesn't tell us what it is lined with, and we need that information. We have a right to that information when we are buying these products. We want companies to have full disclosure and share everything that is in these products that we are buying. Because when you're putting something with fat, a high level of fat or acidity, into a can that has a BPA, BPS, BPF, whatever type of lining, then there is an increased chance that that fat will promote the leaching of these harmful chemicals into our food. And we want to avoid that as much as possible. So whenever you can, buy in glass, and also encourage companies to create better packaging than some of these. These are great products, you guys. I love Redmond salt, but come on, they could do a cardboard box just like Morton sea salt or something like that. Hanes, I think, even makes a sea salt that is in a cardboard package. So why is Redmond salt doing a non-recyclable plastic package that's just going to go to the landfill? And here are two other items that we also need to think about: coconut oil and peanut butter. Peanut butter is super oily, coconut oil is super oily, and these are being stored in plastic. This is what we want to stop buying, you guys. These items need to be in glass, and you can find them in glass. You just need to search that out when you are shopping. So oils and acidic products need to be in glass only. And then last but not least, I want to talk about one of my favorite sweeteners. This is monk fruit. Monk fruit has a very low glycemic index and does not act like sugar in the body. So it is a really great alternative to sugar for those of us that like to keep our sugar intake low. And let me tell you, one of the things that is hard on all of our bodies, along with salt, is sugar. Sugar depresses the immune system, and it can just cause so many problems in our bodies. So monk fruit is a great substitute for that. It is kind of expensive, but you only need a few drops. It's sort of like stevia in that respect. And this is true monk fruit. This is made by Now Company, and it is organic. Now, I wanted to point out to you, I do use Lakanto a little bit, and while this says monk fruit sweetener on the front of the package, it's actually mostly erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol, and that's okay too. It has a small amount of monk fruit in it as well. So I do like this sweetener. And then my favorite is allulose. So this is actually made from corn, but again, it is a very low glycemic sweetener, and it's a great substitute for sugar. My body does very well with both of these, and I encourage you to test them out for yourself. These are not quite empty, they're almost empty, but I wanted to share this with you just because my monk fruit is empty, and I am definitely, in fact, I already did buy another one of this, and I'm buying these over and over again all of the time. Now, obviously, we would wish that these guys would use different packaging as well. And that is part of the reason why I like to talk about these things on my channel, because I want to get the word out to these companies as well, that we want better packaging for ourselves and for the planet. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care, everyone. I wish you the very best of health. Bye-bye.